What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Life After Strange right here on Player One versus the World. And my next guest is none other than Captain Spirit himself, Chandler Mantione. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm well. In the middle of a pandemic, life's just a bit uncertain in times, but other than that, I'm really well.
Yeah.
So I think for this interview, to start off really simple, I just want to know why you wanted to become an actor.
Well, I wanted to become an actor because it's like I see all the people in movies and YouTubers, and they bring emotions out of people just from like acting a part or like playing a game. And it's
Mhm.
just I want to be that person that can just bring emotions out of people and make them happy just by being myself.
That's cool. So, as well, you're really young for an actor as well. You've been in a film, you've been in a video game. You're growing up, still getting an education as well at the same time. How is it handling studying and then also being an actor at the same time?
Well, I mean, being in school and kind of being an actor at the same time, it's like it's a little bit hard sometimes because like you'll have a couple of auditions and you also have a lot of schoolwork or like a test coming up, so it's a bit overwhelming at times. But like when you get to do the audition after you've already practiced a lot and like after your test is over, it's really relieving to have like a break.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So let's get into the meaty part of it. Let's go to the audition process for Captain Spirit and All Life is Strange too. What was it like going for the audition for Chris?
Well, the audition it was a lot of fun because I Skyped with my acting coach and she helped me out like with a couple of lines and stuff. But then we went over to her house to record and it was kind of like it was a fun experience because it was my first voiceover audition and I just got a microphone for it because you need a microphone and stuff. But like it was fun playing a kid who like had a lot of toys and it was a real childhood experience.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And what was it like when you finally found out that you'd landed this role? Like, what was the reaction like?
It was really surprising. I was so happy because like being the first voiceover audition, it's kind of like nice to know that you're kind of welcomed into that like part of acting that fast.
That's cool. And because you come into Life is Strange, it's already an established game series, and then when you find out that you've landed this role, did you start looking into the series? Did you have any idea how big it was before when you landed the role? What was the reaction like when you saw that?
Well, I didn't actually know it was as big as it was, but I mean, I did watch a couple of YouTubers play through the game, like the first Life is Strange, and it was a really good game. I liked the like powers to travel back in time a lot, and how like she was limited and stuff. It was cool.
Oh, that's cool. So again, like with the reaction as well, what was it like when you told friends, family that I'm going to be the star of a video game?
At first, most of my friends didn't really believe me. They're like, "There's no way you got a part in Life is Strange. You're acting out like the main character. That's not something that you just got." And then like I don't feel like they really believed me until I left to go actually do it. But, like my
Mhm.
family, they were really happy and excited for me. But they were also like really surprised at how fast I was able to get a role in like voiceover and stuff.
What was it like when you entered the recording studio for the first time? It must have been a bit daunting. You did say it was your first VO work as well.
Yeah, it was like physically it was really kind of like it was like a black box where like I was just being like kind of watched shows a bit like scary, but yet it was exciting because it was my first voiceover role and it was cool.
That's cool. And in the VO work as well, you worked with Philip Bache. Philip Bache has like a legendary reputation with every actor who's worked with them on this series. What was it like your experience working with him to bring Chris to life, bring Captain Spirit to life?
I mean, it was really great meeting someone with like his status and stuff, but like
Mhm.
he was really nice and he like instead of like bringing me down with his critiques, he said that was really good, but try this, not like no, that was bad or something. Like he really brought me up to like bringing out my like role in the character.
You recorded lines for Captain Spirit, Life is Strange too. Were they done at the same time? Do you remember? Like, how many times were you called back into the studio to do lines?
Well, for Captain Spirit, I did 4 days in a row, and then to finish off the game, they called me back in to just do a couple more lines. And then for Life is Strange 2, I did it about a month to a year later.
Right, okay. That must have been pretty intense having those days all together, like just working nonstop in the studio.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty intense. Like after 4 days in a row, I was kind of like tired out, and it was a bit hard to keep going. But it was good that I got a break after that.
So one thing I noticed as well on Instagram, there was a picture of you in the booth, and I believe your mum was there as well.
Yeah,
Am I wrong? Right. So
yeah,
what's it like having the journey to the recording booth with her, and then just kind of having her there as a moral support?
it was kind of it was cool to have like more than just me there, but like it was also nerve-wracking because I'm like, oh no, she's gonna mess something up, or she's gonna talk about me in the background and I'm not gonna know. And it's just like it's kind of like, the typical, oh, my mom's gonna embarrass me.
Did she?
A little bit.
I, I respect your honesty. That's the main thing. So you're playing Chris. You're playing Captain Spirit. You're playing this really unique character. What did you think when you saw them for the first time? Like the designs for Captain Spirit and Chris.
Well, when I first saw Captain Spirit, it was kind of cool to see like a couple of scenes like put together, because I was just reading out some lines that I didn't really know how they were put together, and like I didn't know most other characters' lines, so it was cool to see the whole product together. And then my mom, she said, "Oh my God, it looks exactly like you," and I'm like, I don't really see it, but okay.
Did anyone else think that as well when they saw Captain Spirit? Did they think it was you or?
Well, I mean, a couple of my friends, they were like, "It looks kind of like you when you had blonde hair," but like, I mean, I didn't really see it, and I don't know.
Okay, so with Chris, Captain Spirit, what's the thing that you like about the character the most?
Well, I mean, I like how he was kind of like lighthearted, and even though the like character was controlling him, like choosing if he did the right thing or the wrong thing, like it really felt like he was trying to do the right thing and like be a good person. I feel like he would be a really good friend.
Sweet. So I know that you've played through Captain Spirit on your YouTube channel. So I want to ask, what's your favorite scene from Captain Spirit and why?
I actually have a couple of favorite scenes. Can I tell you them all?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Well, I have to say, like, my top three would be like when you get the dynamite and explode the snowman, because it's just like it's something that not everyone found, and also it's just kind of cool to see a snowman explode. And then also, I'd say probably when I go to Mantroid's planet to confront him, because in the recording booth, it's like I can't really picture exactly what's happening because like it's not Earth or whatever. And then it was like cool talking to like a voice of something I haven't seen before. And then
Mhm.
probably the last scene in the game where I'm like talking to my dad and he yells at me and I run out and go to the treehouse, because it's cool because I get to see like me have the power even though I really didn't, but like it's a really emotional scene and I like to bring that like to the character.
So we'll come on to the power in a second, because that's the next question. But just to slightly deviate, you said that when you're recording those lines, like you didn't know what Mantroid looked like, you didn't know those kind of scenes. But then you're working with Philip in the studio. Do you remember like any of the conversations about that when he was like talking to you over that scene and you were like recording a line for it?
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to kind of describe what they were really going for and like what it would look like, but it was still kind of hard to picture because it was just like it ended up a bit different than what I thought, like having it as like an empty abyss with like it just being like street lights and stuff. It was a really cool design choice I liked.
Okay, okay. So yeah, we'll go back onto powers then. So they kind of teased from the very beginning, like in all the teasers, that Captain Spirit and Chris, they have some kind of power. Even in the actual episode when you're playing through it, the tease that you had powers. But I want to ask, like, you got to the ending, you saw it. Were you disappointed that Chris didn't have any powers?
I was a little bit disappointed because like, throughout the thing it's like, oh, I have the power, and it goes through a lot of lines like that, and I mean I really believe that I did, and I think Chris really believed that he actually had the power. And it made me kind of sad that I didn't have the power, but it was kind of cool seeing that someone else who probably needed it more than me had the power and could use it to their own benefit.
That's cool. So just sticking with the power, you saw that Max had rewind powers in the first game. But say if Chris did have powers, what powers did you think he would have?
I mean, kind of like it was teased in the game, but I think he would have like telekinesis or like flight or something like that.
Right, cool, cool. So, like you said, you came back for Life is Strange 2, and we see Chris makes his appearance in episode 2 Rules. Did you play through that episode or watch it online to see how Chris's story arc continues to unfold in that game?
I didn't play through it myself, but I did watch a couple of people play through it, and I mean, it kind of made me sad about how he could end, but it also made me happy about how it brought a hard choice to the people who were playing the game.
Did you like how it just connected, like seamlessly connected? It's like, Captain Spirit finishes here, and then episode 2 Rule starts, and it's like almost it just connects and flows really easy. Were you a fan of like how that played out?
Yeah, I really liked how it's like their story connected to, and like I get to see who my neighbor is and like who her like grandchildren are, and like how she was trying to help me out, and then like her kids come and they actually do help me.
Hmm. So you're not the only child star on Life is Strange 2. You have Roman George, who plays Daniel. I almost forgot which character he played. He plays Daniel. Did you ever meet him, or did you meet any of the other co-stars that you worked with on the games?
No, I didn't end up meeting Roman George, or I didn't meet most of the people that I worked with, but I did meet my dad. We worked across from each other when we were doing all of our scenes together, and he was really nice, and he really brought a lot of emotion to the character.
Oh, that's cool. It must be an interesting experience to not only just do VO work on your own, but also to be in the studio with other people or another person.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when you're in the studio with someone else and you're kind of like recording your voice lines, if you mess up, you kind of feel like you're ruining some of their lines, but when they mess up, you're like, oh, it's okay. I mean, we can do it over again, you know?
Oh, brilliant. So, aside from Chris, are there any other characters that you like from Life is Strange 2 or Captain Spirit that you were a fan of, and any reason why?
I mean, as you mentioned earlier, Roman George, who played Daniel, I'm a real big fan of like Daniel as a character because at first he kind of starts out as a kid who just doesn't really know exactly what's going on and stuff. But then
Mhm.
once he like later in the forest, he like ends up confronting his brother about him trying to control his powers, and like he really like thought out like his lines and before he said them, and like also it's just cool to see another child actor like prosper.
That's cool. That's cool. So one of the things I like about Captain Spirit as well, like the toys that he has, unbelievable, the collection of them. Do you have a personal favorite out of the toys, and any reason why?
Yeah, I have a top three. I have Power Bear, Sky Pirate, and Shark Stinger.
Okay. How come in that order? Is there anything in particular like that puts Power Bear above everyone else?
Well, I mean, Power Bear was just really cool because I got a voiceover act Chris, and then also I did Power Bear's lines as well, and it's kind of cool because you always think of a bear as like a powerful beast, and they really like kind of brought that to life with the action figure.
That's cool. Did they tell you that you were doing Power Bear's lines at the same time as Chris's when you auditioned, or was that something that came on after you got the role of Chris?
Well, when I auditioned, I kind of did like the intro scene was kind of my audition. So I did do a couple of Power Bears lines in my audition. So I kind of knew a little bit, but it wasn't like written down directly in the thing.
Okay, cool. So the big question is who wins in the ultimate battle between Captain Spirit's allies, and we'll put Hawt Dawg Man in there because he's Hawt Dawg Man, and Mantroid's allies. Who do you think wins this fight?
I mean, just based off of like Chris, like if he had the power, I'd say like they win 100%. But if he didn't, I mean, I think they would still win because they have the numbers on their side. And also, I mean, if you're including Hot Dog Man, I mean, there's no chance that they lose.
So, obviously, I did a bit of snooping online, and I saw that on social media, especially on your Instagram, you gave out your first autograph for Captain Spirit during a golf trip with your brother. Talk me through that experience. What was that like meeting someone who obviously played the game, was a fan, and then just giving your autograph out as well?
I mean, it was like it was a cool experience because I didn't think like just from doing Captain Spirit I was big enough for people to recognize me or like know who I was and want my autograph. It was really exciting and kind of cool to know that someone did that. And also, I did see on my Facebook page someone mentioned like messaged me with a picture of me getting a picture of Chris on their arm as a tattoo, and it just was like someone got a permanent tattoo of my character on their arm. It's like it's something cool to see.
That's cool. I know that you maybe not necessarily run these accounts yourself, but like, have you received any kind of fan mail from fans, or has it just been limited to the kind of like them sending you messages online?
Well, I mean, I haven't received like mail itself, but I have
Mhm.
received like a lot of messages like, I want your autograph and stuff like that. And it makes me happy. And then like, it's like, just, how do they like want me that much when I never really see voice actors in games like get a lot of credit for what they do.
It's a different series, that's what I'll tell you. The support for this one is unbelievable. So outside of Captain Spirit and Life is Strange 2, you've worked on a feature-length film like Krampus Origins. What was it like going onto a movie set as a young actor, working on that set, and just kind of making like, you know, a role like this and going working on a film?
Well, I mean, doing a movie is a lot different than like voice acting because whenever you're
Mhm.
doing something, you need to pay attention to like all the actions you're doing, and like whenever you don't have a line, you're just like kind of sitting there awkwardly, not knowing what to do. So it's like that's a kind of a struggle. But then like yeah, like you get to see everyone like their personalities behind their characters, and like you kind of feel like a family.
Okay. And you know, you're still young. There's so much time to work with people. Like, is there any actor that you really want to work with in the future? Like, who would be the dream choice and why?
I mean, I feel like this is a popular option, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson, because like he used to be a really popular wrestler and then he went over to acting, and it's kind of cool to see how he's done two different professions like that and how he's done like actual movies themselves and like some TV series with then he also did some voiceover acting for Mulan. And it's just like it's cool to see him like get so many like places just based off of like such a like beginning.
That's cool. Were you a wrestling fan as well when you was?
Yeah, I know my cousin. He used to watch a lot of wrestling. He had like full wrestling kits that we used to use and stuff.
I'm a huge wrestling fan, by the way, as well. Just to let you know, I went to the Royal Rumble in January, when well before the pandemic and everything else. But yeah, I've watched it since I was a kid. So Dwayne the Rock Johnson is a very good choice. I'll give you that. Um,
Yeah.
so let's finally end on this. Like, and it sounds like a dumb question because most people would say yeah, but like, you know, would you want to come back and play Captain Spirit and Chris? Say if that character came back, would that opportunity be something you'd be interested in? And if you were going to play Chris, would you want to play an older version of him? Um, Seeing as like you feel like you'd grow up with him and like you want to go down that direction, or would you want to play Chris straight after like Life is Strange 2?
Well, I think if I could go back and play him again, that would be just a great opportunity. But also, I would love to play him as an older version of himself to like, without the player's control over him, to see like what path he chooses to become. Like if he becomes like a good guy or a bad guy in the end, like how he would evolve without us.
Okay, brilliant. So, as a custom is with my show, I kind of let my guests have the final say. So, is there any kind of message you want to send to the Life is Strange fans, like just about your experience, about what they've sent you? I'll let you take the lead from here.
I mean, I have to say that like Life is Strange has been a great opportunity, and it's like it's a really cool thing. But I mean, if you have a passion for something or a drive, like you should go for it because like me as a child actor, I just went for acting, and it worked out. You never know if you'll get a role.
Brilliant. So that's our episode. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do comment, like, subscribe. It really helps the channel. Chandler, thank you so much for coming on my show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for
Brilliant.
having me.
Oh, no, it's an absolute pleasure. And stay tuned, guys. There's more episodes coming. I had a fantastic guest on today. There'll be more to come. So we'll see you later.